I hit a really major net worth milestone this much. One that I didn't really envision myself ever achieving. I am 37. I still consider myself to be pretty young. I have never made over $100,000 in a year, and I started off really low income, and I never thought that I would hit a net worth of. Hey friends, I am Sarah from Budget Girl, and I am back with another transparent personal finance budget. I show the entirety of my budget and my net worth in the hopes to educate and inspire. I also am not holding this up as what you should do. This is just what I do, and I think looking at other people's money and their decisions can help inform our own. I also sell these budgets at my Etsy shop, so you can check those out if you want. I'm a big fan of budgeting. It's how I hit the net worth that I currently just am celebrating. I couldn't have done it without actually tracking what was coming in and going out. I couldn't have paid off debt. I couldn't have bought investment properties. I am where I am because of a budget, and also because I refuse to let myself fail. Also, I drink these now. I've been very anti-energy drink my entire life, and then I tried Alani's and I'm like, and we're on board. This and the Hawaiian shaved ice are my favorite, though I did try Witch's Brew first. I'm a sucker for like a green apple flavor. All right, let's jump into my monthly budget, and then we will hit over to my net worth spreadsheet. I'm really excited, y'all. This has been huge. I've had a ton of like huge wins lately. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, and after 10 years. So we're here. Thank you for being in this party, for participating in my money glow up, and I hope you've blown up as well over the years. Please know that I am rooting for you so hard. All right, let's drop down into my monthly budget. So this is for October of 2025, is currently a few days into November, and I made $5,371.04, which is $127 over what I made last month. I think that might have been a cost of living raise, but I've already gotten my November paycheck, and it's only $85 over, so I don't know, but it's fine. I also brought in $605.69 from Budget Girl and $3,600 from my real estate investments, totaling out my income to $9,576. That is before my mortgages. All right, first off, giving, I spent $120, and that was on some flowers for a funeral. I spent $70 on making those really fun meal in a bag kits that I did a video on. I'll put the thumbnail here. Those have been so rewarding and amazing to do, and I've had people message me saying that they got inspired to do meal in a bag kits because of my video. They've used my recipes. Dollar Tree Dinners, of course, has been publishing them and expanding her variety of recipes on that, and I just am so touched that like communities are coming together to feed the people that are hungry. That's one of the things money is for, man, in my opinion. I don't want my neighbor to go hungry. I don't want the kids. I don't want elderly to go hungry. So you do what you can. I can't feed everybody, but I can feed some people. And I also bought Jacob some pants for $30. The giving isn't just charity. Maybe I need to change that, but it's worked this way for years. Next up, my phone was $43.72. I have the monthly unlimited plan through Mint Mobile, which I have an affiliate link below. I've used it for years. No issues. Love it. Also really have good service everywhere. Next up, I spent $468.29 on groceries, which is about $70 over, but I'm honestly not too worried about it. It looks like I bought dog food, which is about $60 by itself for Rory and the girls as food. And sometimes that comes out twice or in a weird spot. Oh, I bought dog food twice. And that's why. $90 for dog food here and $65 for dog food here. Yep, that'll do her. Next up, personal, I have a budget of $300 and I spent $257.95. A lot of what I spent on this month was some Halloween costumes for the dog. Listen, I'm an adult and I have some disposable income and I don't have kids, but I do have dogs, and that's where some of it goes, okay? And we do volunteer with the dogs, specifically Stella, and Jacob does this thing on campus every week called Tiny Dog Tuesday, and he's in the library with Stella, and every week in October for Tiny Dog Tuesday, we decided to dress up Stella. And we decided to coordinate our outfits to also dress up with Stella. So one week we were a sailor, a first mate, and Stella was a mermaid. One week we were a minion and Gru, and another minion, and I got to be Gru because Jacob cannot pull off a bald cap with his beard, and I didn't want him to shave. Not my best look, but people liked it. We also did Stitch. I was Lilo. I ordered a dress off of eBay for that. I will use again. Like, it's a cute little red dress. And then like a Hawaiian man. We had a lot of fun with it. boots. And it's great. It's great. Stella also has like a pumpkin costume. We have a whole bucket of dog costumes. I have thrifted almost all of them. It started with the Stitch costume, which I found for $3 at Goodwill, and we were like, should we just dress up for the whole month? The answer was, of course, yes. Spent some money on that. Oh, I bought some pot holder stuff. I've been wanting to make little pot holders for Christmas. I don't know. Apparently you hit a certain age and all of a sudden you want to loom weave, and I'm enjoying it. I've downloaded a bunch of patterns that are way too complicated and it hurts my brain a little. And then I bought some stuff for the Ren Fair. You know what? It's right next to me. Here we go. Okay, so I had the idea. Have you ever heard that it's lucky if a ladybug lands on you? So what I did is I'm going to kind of be a flower fairy, and I'm making this giant staff. The things that I do in my home behind the scenes, you'd think I'm ridiculous. Anyway, I'm kind of a little flower fairy. So what I'm doing is I've got these little ladybugs and I've glued 2 magnets to them. And then what you can do is attach them to people or give them out as little trinkets, and you have a lucky ladybug to add to your costume. I also brought some of these to the Jonas Brothers concert that I went to this past month, and because they have a song called Love Bug, so I went as a love bug. Anyway, we're adorable, or cringe, depending on your viewpoint, but I'm also doing little mushrooms and little crows that can then attach to you as a friend. We're going next weekend to the Renaissance Festival as a big group, and I think trinkets make engaging with the Renaissance Festival more fun. So that I bought some stuff for that, and also my clothing budget was way over because I bought a bunch of stuff for that. For both Jacob and I, we're trying to upgrade our garb a little bit this year. But I was still under on personal, so remember that when we get to clothing, okay? Next up, I spent $182.85 out of a $200 budget for restaurant, and I spent $285 out of a $100 clothing budget on clothes. I did get a newly rental for the month. We went to see Twilight in concert, and I rented this big sparkly dress, and they also had a skirt that I had rented previously that I loved so much but was the wrong size, and I couldn't find it anywhere else. It was sold out completely everywhere else, so it came back in stock. I rented it so I could buy it, and I love it, and it ended up being a somewhat expensive skirt because I had to do the rental, but okay, it's a treat every once in a while. I don't like how much that this ended up being for clothing for the month. Don't worry, we're gonna rein it in November. I don't need anything, so we're good. Watch me eat my words. Next up, I had $39.32 for gas for the house, $13 for my Kindle Unlimited subscription, $2 for Apple storage, and then $479 in miscellaneous. And I've kind of forgotten what that was. Oh, right. We sent the girls to boarding when we went to see Twilight in concert, and they caught kennel cough, all 3 of them. So I only paid for 1 dog, but it was like $50 for her medicine, and the other 2 dogs got it too. So that was $100 more that Jacob paid. And we also had to pay for a vet visit for Maggie, which Jacob paid, but it ended up being a very expensive visit to the daycare. Next, I also bought a new vacuum, and I have been using these like $100 cheapo Amazon style stick vacuums because I refuse to buy a Dyson. So many of you guys are like, not worth it. Some of you are, but I found a Ryobi stick vacuum that uses 18-volt batteries, and I already have some Ryobi tools, and so far it's been really fantastic, especially for dog hair. In fact, it is so powerful that we can't use it on the bedroom rug because it's one of those thin washable rugs, and it'll like suck the rug up into it. We'll report back, but so far it's been worth the $280. It also came with like a hand vac. So I had a doctor's co-visit and then had to get some prescriptions refilled. So total almost $500, $250 of that, or $290 of that was the vacuum. But you know what? That's one of those things you only have to buy every so many years. Hopefully this one will last me a really long time. I have too much dog hair in this house to not have like a decent vacuum. I do still have my old corded one, but it's just so much easier to do the cordless. Tell me below if you like live or die by your Dyson or not, because every time I ask this over the years, half the people are like, no, it wasn't worth the money, and other people are like, nope, it was worth it. I've never had to buy another vacuum, and if you've had a Dyson for like 5+ years, probably worth it. And then finally, I pay $51.19 for internet, making my total expenses just under $100 over budget. So we'll be okay. Mostly that was the vacuum. Next, my savings, which is 20% of my income. Expenses are 50%. I have $500 go to a future real estate investment savings account. $250 go to my wedding fund. Jacob also contributes to that every month, and I think we've got about $7,000 in there, which is great. Wedding's coming up next June. And then I have just under 30% going into investing, which is a huge, huge privilege. And I've been able to watch my investments go up and up and up. It's been a profitable year for investing. And every month that I get to contribute at my age means more months that I can be retired in the future, which is amazing. So I have $583 go to my Roth IRA, which maxes it out for $7K a year. And then $500 go to my brokerage investing account. So overall, I spent $3,801.23 this month, which is just under $100 over budget. We're going to be okay, I promise. Is less than what I make and bring in, which is $5,300. The rest goes to my side hustles and other various bullshit. So, because sometimes those cost more than they make some months. This being one of them, but that's okay because after all of this, we're still going to be okay. And we still hit this really great milestone. I'm so excited. All right. I had a really good month on YouTube. So I made almost $500 on it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like it if you would like, subscribe, share, etc. I also made a little bit of money of Facebook. I made $55, $16, and $7. They are not great about telling me what it's for. I just upload things and they occasionally cut me a check. This was better than most months. Usually it's just kind of a pittance. So I also make a little bit of money from my Etsy shop where you can buy this budget tracker and also my net worth tracker and some other fun digital printables. And I made $24.23 and then $6.86 off of that. But every dollar counts. Every little trickle of income counts. Next, I have some expenses for Budget Girl, including my video editors, video editors, who cost $300 a month. I pay someone to do my web hosting, and then I've also got a few things like Flowdesk, G Suite, etc. I also spent a little bit of money on some non-monthly expenses. I bought my friend Chelsea Fagan's new book for $14.99. It's Having People Over, The Ultimate Guide to Hospitality, and I cannot wait to read it. It has been delivered. I haven't cracked it yet. And then I bought some stuff for social giveaways for the holiday season. I've actually already been wearing one of the things in one of the videos and nobody's clocked it. And then I have some new Budget Girl merch that I've launched, and all the proceeds from that go to funding my local food pantry haul things. So I'll be gifting all the money on that. I don't need my money for merch, so do not feel any obligation to buy it. It's just kind of a fun thing, but I have been doing some giveaways to some friends in the finance space. I've just been asking like, hey, would you like an item? I'll pay for it. You know, wear it in good health. I'm not asking them to promo it or anything. So that was $38.99 for some merch to send out. So my total expenses were $560.34, which puts me in the black, for $43. I love a month where Budget Girl doesn't cost me more money than I make. So yay! Not why we do this. We do this for have a fun money community and accountability partners. I consider you guys my accountability partners. Aside from my budget, doing this is another one of the reasons that I've hit this big financial milestone and have been so successful, I think. Next, let's move on to my real estate investment properties. My A unit of my old duplex is still empty. It is currently being renovated because the last people I had to evict didn't leave it in the best condition. So in that video, I showed that the floor in one of the bedrooms was damaged. And so many people were like, nope, that's on you. That could have just happened. That's, normal wear and tear and repair. But get this. One, the other two bedroom floors were fine. It's all made of the same stuff. They're all on the same level. We checked for AC leaks, etc. And two, when Ryan pulled up that floor, there was so much active wet water under there that it had developed black mold. And then we found fish tank accessories. So yeah, they had a fish tank in there. It probably exploded or had a massive catastrophic leak or something like that. I was not informed of it. They just left. So yeah, that was not on me as the landlord. I have replaced the floors. We did the mold remediation. We had to rip out all of the baseboards and everything. We had to treat everything. We had to air it out. I don't mess with mold, okay? But yeah, that was expensive. And I haven't even paid for it yet. I only paid a deposit, which is down here. $600 was deposit. I think that's a third of, we've had to keep adding stuff on as he's found more damage. So I don't even know what it's going to be expensive. I also spent $392.51 on new flooring for that first bedroom, $50 on a mow, and $32.45 on some paint to go around, touch everything up. That I don't charge people for. But the flooring that they ruined, yes, that's going on their bill. Anyway, other tenant paid fine. So my first duplex, my negative the amount that I made for the month is negative $1,176, and more bills be a coming. So not every month is going to be profitable. And frankly, in the history of this duplex, most months have not been profitable. But for the 4 years I lived there, my profit was that I didn't have a huge housing cost. And then for this duplex that I'm in, my tenant paid, Jacob paid. And so I'm negative $44.08, which is my contribution to live here. So total expenses after my mortgages for this place, negative $1,220. That's what happens when you have a vacancy. It's going to be okay. I have savings. Don't buy real estate investments without savings and without knowing that I have to do some work and this kind of stuff is going to happen. So I also have to buy a new fridge for this place and a new washer and dryer. I sold mine when the last tenant moved in because she had her own, and obviously they took them with them. So everything in, my income was $9,576.73 minus $3,801 in expenses, $562 in budget girl expenses, and $4,820 in property expenses. Means my total take home for the month was actually still in the black, $392.99. So my day job income is supporting these ventures for months when it won't support itself, and that's going to be okay. So I had $392.99 left. I am just taking that money and rolling it into next month because I've already basically spent that in November and beyond for duplex renovations and getting that up to snuff. Let's move over to my net worth spreadsheet. I am so excited, you guys. Okay. All right, let's jump into my net worth. All right, so in my checking account, my main checking account, I have $7,074. And in my duplex checking account, I have $2,829. My mortgages have already come out this month. In my local checking / my crew account, which is a high yield checking account, which if you don't already have, you should get into. I have an affiliate code below for crew. I've moved a lot of my sinking funds and daily kind of money that comes in and out into there because they pay a percentage on all your accounts, not just your savings, which is amazing. Absolutely check them out. They're really incredible. I'm surprised people haven't done it more. Actually, I'm not, because banks like to keep their money that they make off of your money to themselves. I don't remember the exact APY that is right now because it adjusts with the rate. But if you use the code Budget Girl, you get a 0.5% increase for the first 3 or 4 months. It's a win-win-win. Check them out. Also, really, really easy to use app, and you can switch between your accounts in there and make your debit card be like, okay, next transaction is going to come from savings or from my fund or what. And that has been so much fun to do. So much fun. More info below on that. Next, in my emergency fund, I have $45,574. That is in a high yield savings account, but that I don't really tap. That's in Wealthfront. Next, I have my duplex emergency fund, which is just in the same business checking, the savings account that I have. That's $10,133. And then that totals out to $55,707. Next, I have my fund, which is in crew, and I've really been enjoying being able to click my debit card for the fund to go for that, so I don't have to adjust it later. I can just pay right out of my this is my fund money account, and then I don't have to do any backlog receipting or transfers. I also have my car insurance sinking fund at crew, and my wedding fund is in Wealthfront. That's a combined account with Jacob, so that has $6,550 in it, and we both contribute to that every month. So for sinking funds, I have $8,103, total savings $63,810, and total cash and savings just under $75,000. Yay me. I like to save. It is so much more fun than spending to me, and it hasn't always been that way. I have changed over time. The savings feels like a hug, like a hedge against life being horrible and burning around me. Next, in my retirement accounts, which I was also admiring earlier, I did never imagine I'd have this much in retirement, and I need to do the calculation one day to see what my actual retirement number is. For my Texas A&M teacher's retirement system account, I have $39,095 in there. For my Roth IRA, I have $64,028 in there. For my old IRA, which I know I still need to roll over, $12,840. And then I also have a brokerage account that I only started halfway through this year that is already at $17,387 because I've been throwing extra money at that when I can. So my total investments are $133,350. This makes my total liquid assets of my cash, savings, and investments $207,629. Next, let's move on to my property assets. First duplex is worth about $350,000. This duplex is worth about $272,000, and my car is worth about $5,000. Then I do have some debts. My first house, the mortgage is currently $201,873, and the mortgage on this place is $231,596, making my total debts $433,469. I don't have any consumer debt. It's only mortgage. I do use credit cards, but I pay them off in full every every single month, and I use the points. So are you ready to see what my new net worth is? $401,160. I have hit the 400K net worth milestone, which is huge. At the start of the year, I was under 300K. So really, once you start kind of having a bigger number in investment, it's a bigger number in saving, it can compound really quickly. The first 100K, they've always said, is the hardest, which was something that the poor version of me couldn't really conceive of, but it really does start to grow fast. Yeah, in February of this year, I just hit 300K. That's insane. My net worth has increased by over 25% in less than a year. Isn't that nuts? Imagine where I'll be at like actual retirement. I'm really proud of me. I hope you guys are proud of me too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this gives you hope and inspiration and doesn't make you feel like you're behind. I didn't start investing until a few years ago. I didn't start saving until after I had paid off all of my debt, which the first 3 years of my channel were just me struggling paying off my debt. So all of this progress has been made in like the last 7-ish years. A lot can happen in that time, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully it'll be a little more sunny next time I shoot. I hate it when daylight savings time goes away. I just do. All right, please tell me some recent money wins that you've had. I would love to celebrate with you. And also please subscribe if you haven't already. We're at 100K strong, and I just want to be your financial cheerleader. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.